Good morning. It's Monday, March 26th, and welcome to Bleed Green News. I'm Nathan Webb.
And I'm McKenna Jakes. Congratulations to the newly elected CCHS student body. The president is Mackenzie Cutler, Vice President Sierra Orozco, Secretary Sadie Lopez, and the historian is Celine Montez.
Students, remember, next week is spring break, so there will be no school from April 2nd to April 8th. School will resume Monday, April 9th.
Nayeli Mandra, Kenzie Smith, and Emily Turnham interviewed CCHS students and staff on the changes that were made to the campus to make it more secure. Let's check it out. How do you feel about the locked doors?
The locked doors on campus were an initiative to keep the students feeling safer when they were on campus. They were to prevent outside strangers who didn't have a reason to be on campus from just walking in and entering our schools at any time. So it was a safety measure that I'm in favor of.
Personally, they're really dumb. No reason why they should have locked those doors. Sucks I can't open a door without getting helped. And yeah.
Well, it has made me late for class once. Other than that is, more safety doesn't still change the gun laws and stuff, but,
I honestly just don't care.
I think it keeps us safer, but makes us late. So it's like in the middle.
Honestly, I really don't care. It doesn't really bother me much.
How do you feel about the locked doors?
I feel that's a good thing that we're doing that.
Why is that?
It keeps us safe, keeps people from the outside coming in.
Thank you, Nayeli, Kenzie, and Emily. What do you think? Are we safer with locked doors?
Also, Michael Smaralia interviewed Mr. Johnson about the moon landing conspiracy. Here's part 1 of 3 segments.
Well, I think there are a lot of things. To me personally, I had an opportunity to spend a half an hour with Dr. Harrison Schmitt, who on Apollo 17 was the one scientist who was able to walk on the moon. And he was a man of high integrity, very intelligent man, and I personally was very convinced that he actually did walk on the moon. I think there's a lot of scientific evidence and observations that have been made that would convince people that America really did land on the moon. For example, we brought back hundreds of pounds of rocks from the moon. Those rocks have been examined by over 100 different countries. NASA was very free about sharing them, and they very obviously did not come from Earth. So that's pretty strong evidence. It's a really good question, and actually the Van Allen radiation belts were discovered in the 1950s by NASA, and there was initial concern that they wouldn't be able to survive those belts. NASA knew that it was a risk to send astronauts through the belts, but from the calculations that had been done, they would move through those radiation zones fast enough that with the protection from the capsule, because the capsule was sheathed with material to protect equipment and people from the radiation, that they would move through those zones fast enough that the exposure would probably be about equivalent to a chest X-ray, which it was. The astronauts actually wore dosimeters on the entire mission just so NASA could see how much radiation they were exposed to. Yes, well, there were 2 things happening. Engineers realized that there's low gravity on the moon. It's about 1/6 of the gravity of Earth. And they did run a pole across the top to more or less hold the flag out. Otherwise, no one would have been able to see it as an American flag. If you look at some of the video when the astronauts are actually planting the flag, it does appear to move around. When the flag is stationary, though, it's not moving. You can look at the videos frame by frame, see the astronauts move, but the flag itself remains motionless. So it's kind of an optical illusion in a sense because of the low gravity.
On YouTube, you can view the full interview of Mr. Johnson.
Those students interested in going to college, the next SAT test date will be May 5th. The deadline to register for this test is April 6th.
There are still a variety of scholarships that are open for seniors to apply for. Few of the scholarships select winners after spring break, and most are due by the end of April. You can get more information at the library.
In sports, come support our Green Wave baseball team Wednesday as they will be hosting the Sparks Railroaders in a doubleheader. The first game begins at 1.
That's all for today. Thank you for watching Bleed Green News. I'm Nathan Webb.
And I'm McKenna Jakes. Have a great day.